welcome back to Hannah's Kitchen. I'm heading out to a barbecue this afternoon, and what is better to take with you to a barbecue than a nice potato salad? I've got 10 potatoes, 10 small to medium-ish potatoes that I'm going to cook and peel. It's better to cook them before you peel them, because if you peel them and then cook them, the outside white part of the potato is going to, it's going to start to go a little bit brown. So you want to pierce them all, and the quickest way to cook them is in the microwave. You don't want to overcook them, you just want to cook them to the point where they're tender enough to cut, but not so tender that they're going to start to mush on you. So I will join you in a few minutes as soon as I peel these all and bake them. Okay, the last of my potatoes have just come out of the microwave. I've been peeling them as I've been cooking them. And what I'm doing now is I'm just rinsing off the potato under very cold water. And what that does is as I run the hot potato under cold water, the skin starts to shrink and tighten up. And when I go to peel it, it'll just slide off much easier than if I was trying to peel it either raw or hot. I mean, for one thing, if you're trying to peel a hot potato, you are going to burn your hands. So, see how nice and easy I just slide the knife underneath the skin, and it just comes right off. I could even do this with my fingers if I wanted to. I'm going to have to put this on pause because my daughter has decided that she doesn't want to take her nap. So I will see you in a minute as soon as she's asleep again and my potatoes are all peeled. Okay, so I'm cutting my potatoes now. And I'm cutting them into pieces that are between 1 inch and 1/2 inch square. So you just want to cut them all up, get them in your bowl, and then after that we start to add the ingredients that turn this from potato into potato salad. After cutting the potato, I start to add the special ingredients. The first special ingredient that I'm going to add is a cup of plain white mozzarella cheese. And I'm going to cut the cheese into pieces that are just a little smaller than the potato. So about 1/4 to 1/2 inch square is nice. I'm just going to cut and cube that. And then after you've done that, you add the mayonnaise. Okay, so here's my cup of mozzarella cheese. You don't have to use mozzarella, you can use any cheese that you want. Cheddar would work just fine as well. Cheddar would actually give it a nice sharp flavor. It doesn't have to be white cheese either. If you prefer an orange cheddar, that'll work. I prefer the white cheese just because once the mayonnaise is all mixed in, it sort of camouflages into the potato, and it's a nice surprise when you take a bite that you get a potato and you get a taste of cheese instead. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise. And as you measure it out, if you're not making this with 10 potatoes, say you're only using 5 potatoes, you use a tablespoon of mayonnaise for every potato. First drop. And there's my second. I'll be back in a minute again because my daughter is still deciding that she doesn't want to have her nap. Okay, so my potato and cheese and mayonnaise is all mixed up together. The next ingredient I want to add is a dill pickle. That might seem like a bit of a strange ingredient to add to a potato salad, but I have a friend who puts this in her potato salads, and my husband loves it. So after he had her potato salad for the first time, he decided that pickle is an essential ingredient to any proper potato salad, and he won't eat it without it now. And I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of either pickles or potato salad, really. I don't really eat it myself. But the combination of the two, pretty good. So I'm just going to stick one pickle in the salad, and I'm just going to cut it up fairly small here. Nice little chunks so that it adds flavor, but isn't overwhelming. So you can see how small I'm chopping the pickle up there, just, half a finger width, and nice and thin. Before I stir that in, I'm going to start to add my seasonings. I've got Epicure Selections cheese, chive, and bacon bit, and I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of this. Now this is simulated bacon, so if you don't eat real bacon, you can still add this. I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of my 3-onion dip mix. And they don't have to be exact teaspoons, they can be heaping teaspoons. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my lemon dilly mix. Now I don't need quite as much lemon dilly because I've already got the dill flavor from the pickle, but this will just kind of bring that flavor out. Okay, let's mix all that seasoning in. There we go, that's all nicely mixed in. A little bit of my fingers there. Okay, the last ingredients I want to add, I'm not going to actually measure. I'm going to add a sprinkle of cilantro. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the top there. A little bit of pepper, and I'm just going to grind. I'm going to turn my grinder 4 times. And the very last ingredient I'm going to add, very last once this is in my fancy bowl. Okay, so my salad is all ready, and I've got my fancy bowl here. I'm going to just pour that in. Got a little spoon to scrape that off my mixing spoon. And I'm going to flatten that out nicely. The last 2 things I need: parsley from my fridge. Get that off there. And my red garlic sansel. Now the red garlic sansel, I've used this before. It is dried red peppers and garlic. And it's very tasty. Salt-free. Oh, look at that. And that is a dish I can proudly take to a barbecue. Next we week it's going to be very hot, so join me next week as I show you how to make ice cream.